So I hope that we all had a very mindful lunch. So today people gave us lunch. And so the Buddha has advised monks to practice loving kindness after you receive a meal from somebody. So I hope that it's also nice that if we can recite the Metta Sutta or Karni Metta Sutta and the translation of that sutta, which is at the end of this paper. So whenever we receive something from somebody, because they made an offering to us, so we are the recipients. So as recipients, if you only eat and did nothing, it's like we haven't done anything in return. But doing some loving kindness and of course being grateful to those people, and doing a loving kindness practice is actually doing something in return to them and to all. So I hope that we all can chant Karni Metta Sutta. So we chant in Pali and then we will read the English translation together. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya manta kusalena yantam santam padang abhisamitche sakko juche sujuche sucho chasansa mudu anatimani Santusansa kocha subharocha ampakitchocha sallahuka buddhi Santrindriyocha nipakocha ampagambo kulesu ananugindo Nacha kundam samachari kinchiyena vinnu pare upavadiyum Sukhino vakemino huntu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta Ye kechipane bhutanti tasavatavara anavasesa Dighavāye mahantava majjimarassakanukatula Dittavāyeva addittaye chadure Vasanti avidure Bhutava sambhavesi vasabbe satta Bhavantu sukhitatta Naparo parannikubheta Nati manyeta katta chinam kanchi Vyarosana patigha sanyānānya manyasasa dukkha mitchaya Mātāyatani yang puttang ayusa eka putta manurakhe Evampi sabba bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanam mettancha sabba lokasmin manasang bhavaye aparimanam uddham adocha tiriyam cha asambādam aviram asapattam Tittan charam nisinno vasayano va yavatasnsa vigadamiddho etam sating aditteya brahmametam viharam idamahu ditting cha anupagam silava dasanena sampanno kamesu vinayagedang nahi jatu gambaseyang punareti etena satcha vajjena sotti mi hotu sambada etena satcha vajjena sotti te hotu sambada etena satcha vajjena sotti te hotu sambada. Let us read the English translation together. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, constant and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing, in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, the medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, all beings be at ease. Let none deceive one another, nor despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating loving kindness over the entire world, spreading upward to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, not by not holding fixed view, pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. This afternoon I would like to spend a little bit more time about our posture and also learn the walking meditation. Before that, I have a small presentation to show you that will help you to understand how we should keep our body in meditation.
how we keep our body is very important for meditation, because our mind and body is connected. This is one that inside and connected, working helping each other. And even in the Buddha's instruction on how to meditate, and particularly in the breathing meditation, we need to have a proper posture about the way to do that. Because one thing we have to do in our deep meditation, we should be able to relax every muscles of the body. One enlightenment, the factor that is helping the enlightenment, we call Bojjhanga, right? There are 7 Bojjhangas. And there's one Bojjhanga called Piti and Passaddhi. And those Piti and Passaddhi, Piti is the kind of uplifting, free joy we will get in our mind when our mind is free from 5 dimensions. That's what we will aim to experience at least at the end of the day. And as a result, Passaddhi is actually the whole physical relaxation we can feel throughout the body. So then we can actually experience that peace, that relaxation, that lightness of the body, that softness of the body, throughout our body. So in order to do that, we should be able to relax all the muscles in the body. But in order to relax all the muscles in the body, we have to manage the weight of our body. Because our body has a weight. Our scalp itself is a big weight. And all other bones that have a weight. But there should be a way how we can transfer this weight to the floor. So if you know how to adjust our body in a way that we can transfer the weight of the body, not to muscles, but to the bones of the body, then our muscles can relax. Because muscles are not built or not made to carry the weights, although we use them to carry the weight. And the bones can carry the weight. So we should learn how to transfer the weight of the body to the bones, and then let the muscles relax. And therefore, Buddha always use this term, Ujung Kayam Panidaya. That's the word we use. Ujung Kayam. Ujung means like rigid, right? You can call it straight, but it's not really straight. We cannot really have the straight body, because our body is not really, at one line. We learn what to mean by Ujung Kayam Panidaya. So, this is how we should keep our body. Our spine has a natural shape. Spine has a natural shape. If you closely look at your spine, if you go to the lower back over here, we have one curve towards this way, right? So we have one curve over here. And when you come to the middle of the spine, we have the opposite curve. First we have this curve, and the middle of the spine have opposite curve. This one. And when you go close to the neck area, again we have the other curve. So we have like 3 curves in our spine. So one thing we have to try. We may not be able to do at once, but our goal should be to keep the natural shape of the spine, which means to maintain the 3 curves in the spine. So then, if we can do that, then the weight of the body can go through, because we have 3 curves, so the weight can flow. The other one we can do, in order to keep the natural shape of the spine, we need to know how we keep our sit bones. How we should sit. Because it's related. How to keep the natural shape of the spine. So, in our bones, in our pelvic bones, we have bones that we call sit bones. They are called sit bones because they're supposed to use when you are sitting. But most of the time when people sit, they don't really use the sit bones. They use the pelvic bones, but not the proper place of the sit bone. When we slouch, when we sit very comfortably, and this is how we sit. So in that way, we actually hit this part of the body. And that part is not supposed to sit also. But what happens then, our spine it loses its natural shape. It can make a one big C. And then later the body cannot flow through the bones. And then all the other muscles in the chest, the back, really has to carry the weight of the body. And then later we develop pain and tension, stress in different parts of the body because these muscles are not supposed to carry the weight. Therefore, if we can adjust, like roll our back and then find the seat bones and then find the correct place to place on the chair or cushion, then we can adjust the upper body too. So one clearer picture would be this. Finding the proper place to sit. So this is good not only for meditation but also in our daily life when you are sitting for work or any other thing to maintain that awareness of the body, but also the use the sit bones. And in this this is our whole pelvic bone. So this area you can see is into flat, and that is the which we call sit bone. That is the area that ideally we should place on a cushion or a chair, and then it can help us to maintain natural shape of spine. And what happens when we slouch? We sit from this part of the bone. If you remember that, that is what he is doing. So we sit this part of the bone. And then the whole body is out of balance, and later we can even develop pains in our spine because we are doing unnecessary stress to different parts of the body. So if we manage to find this part of the pelvic bone, and then our weight is balanced, and you can see this is the line of gravity. So if we sit on the right side of the seat bone, and then maintain the natural shape of the spine, then we can keep the line of gravity. That weight of our body is distributed evenly, and then it carries to the bone parts of the spine. And then we can relax all the muscles. And we can do some exercise later, that we can find a nice spot that we feel less weight in the body. Ideally, if you can really hit the line of gravity in this way, sometimes you may not feel the weight of the way at all. It's difficult to achieve that balance, but at least you can find a spot that you feel less weight of the body. Now relaxing, you don't feel the weight of the body, But when you are in out of balance, we feel the weight of the body, and the muscles are tightened, you cannot relax the body. So what is important is not whether you sit on a cushion or a chair. What's important is the udukaya. So that's not mentioned about the legs for some reason. Whether we are lotus, full lotus, or whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as we can keep the sit bones and then maintain the udukaya, natural shape of the spine, and then we are okay. So I don't care whether you sit on a cushion or a chair, but I would like you to remember to keep the natural shape of the spine. So whatever the way the legs, whatever the way you keep the legs, whatever the way that helps you to keep the natural shape of the spine, you can keep that the way. And so I have these pictures of sitting on a chair. So this is how you usually sit, right? Yeah. And that this is how. So we think that's comfortable. Maybe in the beginning it's comfortable. You will be slouched. We feel comfortable for a while, but we cannot sit for a long time. That is why you always keep changing. But in meditation, we cannot change our body every 2 minutes. If you're going to do that, how are you going to meditate, right? So we need to find the posture that we can stay long. In the beginning, we find comfortable when we slouch your body. But in the long run, what is comfortable is when you really keep natural shape of the spine. You can have some support to your lower back. Some support to your lower back, but not to the upper back. When you have some support to the upper back, we tend to feel sleep, and also you cannot maintain natural shape. And there's also other reasons why we need to keep natural shape of the spine. There's a fluid, the cerebral fluid moving through our spine. The spine has like a fluid is moving back and forth. And it's also go around the brain. And in meditation, if you want to experience deeper level of calmness in meditation, long-term meditators where you can experience like some kind of dhyanic state. So then our brain has to stop all vitakka and vichar, like all the discursive function. So when we keep the natural shape of the spine, the fluid, cerebral fluid can flow without any block. If you do like this, your fluid is not flowing smoothly. And when the fluid is moving smoothly, it can support the brain to fully relax. Otherwise, the physical posture does not allow your brain to relax fully. That's more like a medical explanation. But whether that is not important as much, because we mainly need to relax our muscles. And that's the result of deeper meditation. You relax your muscles, you feel lightness of the body. So that's the kind of goal, but don't try to achieve the exact ideal posture. Because if it has time, our body also needs to adjust. Sometimes we need to open our hips. There are so much. It's also gradual, development. But don't make it another stress for the meditation. But remember to keep it as a goal. Always be aware of the posture of the body. Be aware of the natural shape of the spine. And even in the long run, you may start with natural shape of the spine. Eventually, without you knowing, your body will be starting. But from time to time, you can bring the attention to the posture, body posture. When you do that, you're not slouching, and don't make that kind of changes. But take a moment and slowly adjust your body after that posture. So you may have to do it once in a while, and every time when you pay attention to the body. Any question about that? Can you be a volunteer? Yeah. Maybe you can do it with chair. Can you bring a chair and I will. He's already sitting quite nice. But sometimes we can like slouch like this, or come all the way and be like this. So this is comfortable definitely, but not good for meditation. Because in meditation, we need to also find a balance between relaxed and also alert. If you are so relaxed, you sleep. And then you go sleep. You lose the person, then enjoy your relaxation. Right? So you have to be relaxed, but at the same time alert. Then you can experience that. So that's the other goal of the course. So okay, so let's try to adjust this body like this. So right now I can help you to create the lower arch. We create the arch of the lower back. So we created that. Once we create that, automatically this part of the body gets tense. So maintain this arch, don't change it, and then you can drop your other leg. Yes. The open move, so the speed, yes. And okay. So you can keep it chin cover with the leg. You can move your movement. Can you see his body now? That is slight adjustment. That's what happened to us. That's what happened to us. So this arch is maintained, and then you can drop it. Yes. Because this muscle has to be stressed. So have to relax. You keep the arch in the lower back and relax the other muscle. Now you can do some experiment like remember in this process, you can do some moving backward, moving you plant and find a nice spot that you feel the less weight to the body. Only you can find it. You feel less weight to the body. That's a nice spot that you feel less weight to the body. Very soft comfort. So just the weight of the body is flowing through this spine to the seat. That's the goal, you get the idea, right? So you can do the same with the cooking. So when you sit like this, so you can see it's like one curve. So this is comfortable, but later you get pain. So because these muscles have to be carried away. So in order to do that, we need to make some changes in the legs. One thing, if we can actually open our hips as much as we can, like bringing like this. Maybe when you sit on the cushion, we should sit at the front edge of the cushion, not all the way there. Maybe you can just look at it. Okay, and we can bend this. The more we open our hips, the easier for us to find that balance. So if you like this, difficult. The more you open, it's easier. Okay. I will hold it. We just bend. Yeah, just bend. Yes. Good. Okay. Yes. Good. And then. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yes. This actually, ideally, this one has to go down, but go down. But it also requires the opening of our hips. This is easier for ladies because their hips are a little wider than men because you carry babies, you're made, so it's easy for you to find. For men, it's stiff over here if you don't do any exercise or yoga. But right now, yes, and then keep this pin and relax. Yes. Yes. Keep the chin parallel here. Yeah. So now you got the idea. This is the goal. So then the benefit of this posture is that we can find a nice balance between relaxed and alert. We are relaxed, but not to the point that we feel sleepy. Alert, and then later you can relax all these muscles because the weight of the body now transfer to the bone part, and it's naturally going through the sit bones to the floor, and these muscles can be relaxed. All the muscles can be relaxed later. Okay. Any question about that? Are you clear? Most of you are sitting quite good. I'm impressed that you are already sitting. So you can do some minor adjustment while you are sitting for a long time. And so for different people, different heights work. For some people, little more height, some people in little height. So you can experiment with different heights of the cushions and what kind of height is needed for you. Okay, after that, so then I would like to teach you more about walking meditation. I think many of you have done walking meditation. But I also have another presentation that helps you to understand the whole mechanism of the feet, because the more we know the details, what is happening here, and easy for us to pay attention. Right now when you walk, it's very boring, very simple, nothing to explore. But if you really know, this is a real complex mechanism happening when you walk. And walking is a very complex mechanism. And if you know the details, you can pay full attention, even moving one foot and then placing over here. There's so many things happening over here. So just to get an idea, I have this, I will need,
Okay, before we learn the walking meditation, I would like you to be familiar with your foot, and it's good to try to even touch and feel different parts of the foot. Actually, all the way have one foot over here. The way the fingers, toes, right? Toes and the bones are made is different. So the last three toes is one level, and the first two toes are the second level. They are supposed to do two different things. The last three is supposed to give the stability, and the first two is supposed to give the movement. So therefore, there are different bone structures. How you keep. So if within one leg, you can have 2 foot actually. In the video, you can clearly see. So take a moment to trace the other bones of these bones, how they are going, because these are going down, and the first two is coming up. We can track the main bone of the main toe and second toe and how they are connected on the top of the foot. Another two we can't see, but it's in the down. So they have 2 different functions. And here we have this ankle, over here the complex joint. And so to learn more details about this foot is helpful when you really do the walking meditation. You can see how different toes are functioning differently when we walk back and forth. So let us learn walking meditation, and then so we can combine our walking meditation and sitting meditation together. So can we all stand for 5? So walking meditation is done mainly to develop mindfulness. I mean the awareness of the body, awareness of what is happening in the body and what is happening in the mind. You simply bring awareness to whatever going on without necessarily try to change or try to interpret. You simply observe what is happening. And that's one technique to keep our mind free from 5 hindrances. And the other technique is to purposely pay attention to the wholesome theme, wholesome object. Then our mind is replaced with a wholesome object. So either loving kindness or Buddhanusati, recollecting the virtues of the Buddha. And these are the wholesome, themes. So today until the evening, either we have to maintain mindfulness, or we have to pay attention to a wholesome theme, wholesome meditation object, like metta or Buddhanusati. So that's the goal, because at the end, if you can keep your mind in that way for a few hours, you can really experience the mental clarity and then peace, both in your body and mind. So this is to help you to practice mindfulness, but we can also incorporate some loving kindness, metta, also to our walking meditation. So I think you already know, some of you already know how to do walking meditation, but I will demonstrate, there are a number of ways to do that, but I will demonstrate how I do. So you first, as I mentioned earlier, distribute weight evenly to your 2 feet and feel the sensation of the feet. You establish all your awareness in the feet and closely watch how do you exactly feel in the feet, what kind of texture the carpet I can feel, which part of the feet is touching the floor. You explore all these sensations available to you right now. This is real. However we feel our feet is real. It may not be very significant, but it's real. Whatever comes to our mind is not necessarily real. We can have anything in the mind, right? Nobody can control it. We can remember something happened, and they're not happening now. They have happened many years ago, or maybe many days ago. They're not happening now. But when you remember them, we feel like as if they're happening now. So we have to remind that is a memory. It's gone. It's not going to happen again anymore. It's gone. Or we can have thoughts about what if that thing happened, what if this thing happened, which has not happened yet, but we can imagine whole scenario. So we are more tend to focus on that head, in the thinking, rather than the experience. So what we try to do is to bring the real experience. This is real. Now it's happening. This is not false. This is real. This subtle sensation in the feet is real. And whatever comes to our mind, no matter how important they may feel, they may appear, they're not real. They're not happening. So we remember ourselves and then come to this simple experience. It may not be very significant, but it's real. So that's our goal. So always reminding and asking us to come to this real experience. And then you can actually, if you like, you can take your thumb and hold your thumb from your other hand, and then cover the other hand also. So create this kind of gesture, and then simply place in front of you, like below your navel, and that will give you some stability. For some people, bringing the hands backward is also giving them some stability, and see what is working for you, and what gives you some stability to your work. So keep your hands like this, and then you gaze your eyes about 5-6 feet ahead of you. And you don't close your eyes when you do walking meditation. You keep your eyes open, but simply gazing 5-6 feet ahead of you. And now don't try to see what is specifically there. We're simply gazing, but our attention is on the foot, not on what we see. But we simply keep our eyes open, not to fall into any danger. And then we choose a path that we can walk back and forth. Of course, today weather is not very good for us to do some outside meditations, but we can do it in the hall. So you find a passageway, so you can go to different sections in the hall, and so we don't disturb the other person. So we have our own passageway. We walk back and forth. So we have enough space. We can move to the other section and find once we learn. And then after that, we acknowledge and we become aware that I am going to work. So you observe that thinking to work, even though I feel like working now. You observe that, and then you gently walk. In the beginning, we try to walk slowly because that will help our mind to catch all the sensations. And once you're good, you can walk in the normal pace. But in the beginning, we want to slow down because the mind can catch all the sensations. So we can work when the foot is moving and we mentally note what is happening here. So for example, when you first lift our foot, we can mentally note lifting, lifting, lifting. And when our foot is touching, you can say in your mind, touching, 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 lifting, 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 touching, 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 lifting, 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 touching, touching, touching. So lifting, touching, lifting, touching. Osavana, tabana. Osavana, tabana. And when you do that, you have different sensation in the feet. When you say lifting, so our muscles are pressed in the beginning. When you mentally note lifting and lifting, you can also observe the relaxations of the muscles. When our foot is lifting, we feel the relaxation of the muscles. And lifting, you can feel the cool air underneath your feet. And when you say touching and touching, you can feel the first touch of the feet, and then gradually the muscles are pressed, the weight of the body is transferred to that foot. So when you say touching and touching and touching, be aware of all the sensation, the muscles we can feel, touching and touching. So lifting, lifting, touching, touching. Osavana, tabana. Osavana, tabana. Osavana, tabana. So once you go to the end of the passageway, you go there and you take a moment and you relax. You can release your hands and take a moment and take a deep breath. Feel that I'm standing right here. And after a while, you can bring your hands again. And we usually turn step by step. So you can turn in 3 steps. First, you can again observe lifting, lifting, touching, touching, lifting, lifting, touching, touching. So be aware of all the movement, sensation in the body. Lifting, lifting, touching, touching. Lifting, lifting, touching, touching. And then you do the last turn. Lifting, lifting, touching, touching. Lifting, lifting, touching, touching. And then again feel the balance of the body. And not the wanting or thinking of walking. And again, continue the other direction. Lifting, lifting, touching, touching. Osavana, tabana. So keep eyes open and attention in the feet. Osavana, tabana. Osavana, tabana. So we try to keep our whole attention in the feet. So our mind has something to do, what is happening right here. So we're always in the moment in what we are doing. And if you happen to have many thoughts coming and disturbing you, one thing you can do, you can maintain the loving kindness we develop in the morning. So we can even incorporate. If that happens only, otherwise you try to pay attention to the feet. If many thoughts start to come and disturb you, you can incorporate loving kindness thoughts. So may all beings be well and happy. So may all beings be well and happy. Sivu Satyo Subhakyo. Sivu Satyo Subhakyo. So you can use lifting and touching to do both here. So you can do it only if many thoughts are coming to your mind. So you can introduce wholesome thoughts. So still your mind is free from hindrances. If other thoughts come, it can be either thoughts about desire, wanting, or hatred, or whatever. So the mind is again in the 5 hindrances. So either try to replace them with loving kindness thoughts, or come to the present, actual experience happening in the body. Okay. So let's find a place, and then we can walk back and forth. And I will ring the bell. When I ring the bell, we will work about 30 minutes. So I will ring the bell, and when I ring the bell, you can continue your walking meditation in your city, and we can continue our sitting meditation. Find the balance in the body, keeping the hand, feeling all the sensation of the feet, feeling the texture of the carpet in your feet. And once you feel ready, you can gently start working mentally, noting, lifting, touching.
Try to adjust your body. Maintain the awareness of the body you develop through walking meditation. We will continue to pay attention to our body. Be aware of any sensations in the body. This body awareness is an anchor for our mind to be right here. Anytime you can be aware of your body and bring your attention to the present moment, you can keep your mind right here by using the awareness of the body as an anchor to your mind. And try to create the natural shape of a spine. Do not try too hard, but gently, make an effort and try to feel balance and less weight of the body. Try to adjust your sit bones. You can roll your back a little bit and then find a nice spot of your sit bone. Let us try to keep our mind in loving kindness for another 30 minutes. allowing our mind to be free from the five hindrances. Let us do a loving kindness chant together. And after repeating this chant for a few times, we stay silent and radiate loving kindness to every direction. And this chant is from the Karaniya Metta Sutta, so please chant with me. Sabbhe sattha bhavantu sukhi tatta. Chant with me. Sabbhe sattha bhavantu sukhi tatta. 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 We all beings living in the direction that we are facing. All people, all beings living in the direction of our front. Whoever they are, who happen to live in the direction of our front. Everyone living in the immediate neighborhood in this direction, and faraway cities in this direction, and even faraway countries in this direction. May they all be well. Be safe. Be peaceful.
sattha bhavantu sukhi tatta sabbe 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 sattha bhavantu sukhi tatta May all beings living in the direction of our right all people, all beings living in this direction right now. All of them living near and far in this direction. Be well. Be safe. Be peaceful. 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 Sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhi tatta 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 May all people, all beings living in the direction of our back whoever they are living in this direction right now, may all of them living near and far in this direction be well, be safe, be peaceful. Peaceful. Sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhitatta 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 we all people, all beings, living in the direction of our left. Every one of them living in this direction right now, near and far. Be well. Be safe. Be peaceful. 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 Sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhitatta sabbe Bhavantu Sukhi Tata Sabbi Sattha Bhavantu Sukhi Tata Sabbe Sattha Bhavantu Sukhi Tata Sabbe Sattha Bhavantu Sukhi Tata Sabbe Sattha Bhavantu Sukhi Tata May all living beings living in every direction above, below, all across, each and every living organism in this entire universe be well, be safe, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Maintain this loving kindness in the heart. Feed this loving kindness. Do not let it vanish. Just keep wishing well-being to all beings, again and again, again and again. Whoever comes to your mind, do not think about them. Simply wish, may you be well and happy, and come back to your loving kindness. You may incorporate your breath into loving kindness. Breathing in, may all beings. Breathing out, be well and happy. Breathing in, may all beings. Breathing out, be well and happy. Breathing in, Sielu Sattoyo. Breathing out, Sopat Veva. Continue for a few minutes. Onto sabbepi paninu. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. All those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation and put your palms together in your chest. With deep gratitude, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. I would like to know what are the challenges you have in meditation?
Focusing.
Hmm?
Focusing.
Okay. So some people have difficulty in sometimes we can have challenges, from outside, like when we have sounds, and that could be one challenge. And sometimes we can have challenge when you have physical pains in the body. Sometimes we can have challenges with the sleepiness, particularly in the afternoon. And then we can have challenges of wandering mind, like thoughts. So for each challenge, there are techniques to use to overcome those challenges. So what do you like to learn now? Concentrating, okay, so that is the biggest challenge, that will be the last challenge, that is to go. Other challenges is somewhat easier to deal with, but the mind's habit of having different thoughts, that is something that will stay for a while with us. That's the challenge you need to be with. But one thing we need to realize that this habit of having these different thoughts is a neural habit. It's not something under our control at once. There's no way that you can somehow switch it off. It's because we have healthy brains, and so it produces different kind of thoughts. It's a neural habit. It's not necessarily bad, but they are not helpful. So in meditation, that can trouble us. But there are techniques to deal with. So let us learn that technique, how to deal with wandering mind, right? And so when we have an object that we have chosen to pay attention to, like in the morning and the afternoon we try awareness of the body, and then loving kindness. So we have chosen, purposely we have chosen, this is where I want to place my attention. So we have a place to come back, either awareness of the body or the breath. We haven't learned the breath yet. Loving kindness. So as long as we remember that this is the place that my mind can come back. So anytime you have other thoughts, you can gently bring back attention back to the body or back to the loving kindness. But one thing is going to happen is that whenever we have these different thoughts, memories, images, we remember things, and when these things happen, we pick on them, and we develop further and further thoughts along that initial thing that we remember. So in meditation, we don't try to stop the first occurrence of the thought. That we don't have control. It's a habit. We are not addressing that, we are not trying to do that, but we try different thing. What we want to stop is not the initial occurrence of the thought. What we want to stop are the secondary thoughts, the thoughts that we develop afterwards we remember something. That we purposely do. Like we have some control of that thoughts, like a secondary thoughts. For example, let's say you are wishing me all beings be well and happy, and suddenly you remember someone in your office, or maybe something happened yesterday, or suddenly you remember that we don't have milk at home today. It's a weird thing, can come to your mind, or where did I keep that thing, and whatever. And so that automatically coming. And then what we do, we choose one, and then we develop further and further thoughts. That we need some effort to do that, right? The secondary thoughts. For example, let's say you're doing this, all beings be well and happy, suddenly remember, no milk at home. To that extent, it's okay, not this. And then so instead of wishing well-being, and you remember that, and now you think, where should I buy that? And then you plan, okay, when I go back home, I go to this particular shop, and I will do this, and I will buy this, I do this, and you actually buy the milk while sitting here. That one we do. We need some little effort. I should go. How should I buy? Which kind of I buy this time? Whether I buy 2%, 1%, or what? So making all these choices, we can see the aisles, see how the bottles, the containers are being kept. You see all those things, and for that one we do little bit effort. That's not automatic. That's the part we want to stop. So in the beginning you may not see the difference. That's a skill we will develop through meditation. When you practice more and more, you begin to see the initial thought, the first thought coming, and the secondary thoughts, the thoughts that you develop afterwards. The secondary thoughts are the one that we can stop. And we need to put little effort to develop those secondary thoughts. The first thought we have no control, it's automatically coming. So what we want to do in meditation is to stop the secondary thoughts. How we can do that? Let's say whenever we have any thought and we are doing loving kindness, we are feeling the body, and suddenly you remember something comes to you. And then if you can notice that, if you can acknowledge that, and then with that will help you to stop right there. What you can do as a technique, whenever you remember something, whenever something appears in your mind, very quickly acknowledge thoughts. Just say that in the mind. Thoughts. Next time, whenever you will remember something, and no matter whatever they are, sometimes those things that you remember can be really important. You forget to you forget to pass some information to your child or to your friend. I forgot to tell that. It's very important, right? But right here, now that you plan, okay, I should tell. I will, and you form the sentence. I will say this, and then he will say this, and then I will say this. You play this whole conversation right here, which is not and not necessary, right? Not important. You can't do it right here. You can, of course, later you can inform the person, but right here we are doing that. So that's part we want to stop. And so in meditation, no matter how important they are, whatever you remember, even maybe you have forgotten to pay a bill, that's very important. But in this sitting, in this meditation, no thoughts is important. we can handle those things later. We have enough time to handle any difficult issue later. So unless you get a fire alarm, you don't have to worry about any other thought. Fire alarm, of course, we should have to get up and go somewhere. But any other thought. So because we value our thoughts so much, and we don't value the experience, like actual sensation or the theme that we chosen. So we have to train our mind, no matter whatever you remember, no matter how important they are, we simply regard them thoughts. Just say in that mind, thoughts. When you do that like 5-6 times, and then mind will stop developing secondary thoughts. Then you can come back again to your loving kindness, body awareness or breath. After a while, you remember something else. And again, you acknowledge it, you notice it, you're not bothered by, you're not interested in the contents of the thoughts, no matter how important they are. You simply notice, say, thoughts. Sitivili. And then mind stop right there. Not develop further thoughts. And you are again back to your main object of meditation. Loving kindness, breath, or body awareness. You have to keep doing it again and again. Okay? That's the technique. Acknowledge it and mentally note and say thoughts. And then come back. What's going to happen when you practice this technique? In the beginning, within like 5 minutes, you have to do this 5 times. And the more you do it, maybe you feel like next time when you do it, within 5 minutes you only have to do it 3 times. When you do it more, maybe within 5 minutes you only have to do this 1 time. And eventually, within 5 minutes, no, maybe within 10 minutes, 2 times, whatever. So that's the progress going to happen. That takes time. But that's the training that we can develop. One good example would be like imagine that you are sitting in a train station. You sit on a chair, in a bench in a train station. Different trains come and go. But one train comes from this side and stay there for a while and then move. Another train come from this side and stay there for a while and go. Right? And usually, that's what's happening now. Different thoughts come, and if you don't pay attention, if you simply keep acknowledging, actually you pay attention, but you don't develop. Acknowledge, and train will go. And usually what happens, we pick on them and we develop further thoughts. It's just like you're sitting on this bench in the train station and one train comes and you jump into that train. And then train will go, maybe end up in Chicago or somewhere. And that's how mind is doing, right? Another train comes and you jump into it. And that will go all the way, I don't know where. Yeah, and then that's what's happening. So instead of doing that, if you can stay on the bench and watch, the train comes, thoughts. Train will go, you don't jump into it, you are still here. And the train comes, stay here. So not be a watcher, in the train station. Don't jump into the train. Maybe you can jump in halfway, realize that, I'm thinking. And you still can say thoughts, and come back to the main object of meditation. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so now we can you come and help me to distribute this?